when I took this job in 2011, the end of 2011, I started off the year as head instructor in 2012. It was like a dream come true because for the longest time I wanted to run this judo school. This one in particular because it done so much for me, so now it's my chance to really help countless others. So now we have just about 150 active students, and I have the opportunity to really touch all of their lives in some way, shape, or form. Now obviously not all those kids stay for the full program, or some of them, you know, go above and beyond me and work with Sensei Pedro and Travis and Kayla and Big Jim. But the kids and the families that I really get to help, it's like again, it's something I really kind of found out about myself.
Dylan Galax.
Shelby.
What's your last name?
Galax.
Lewis Galax.
Yeah.
We got them started in judo. This one over here it was wrestling season, and he kept asking to do martial arts or karate, and so at the end of we told him at the end of wrestling season we would look into doing some sort of martial art.
Dylan's a very nice boy. When he started with us, he wasn't very coordinated, you know, was lacking some basic social skills. But I think through judo, and I know he wrestles a lot too, he really kind of found his niche in a really good group of friends. I mean, I know after every practice I always hear him asking, "Hey, can I sleep over your house this weekend? You want to sleep over my house this weekend?" And it kind of really like elevated his social presence, I feel like. Yeah. And I know like on the wrestling mat, like apparently he kicks butt and take names, and I can tell even on the judo mat, and I'm sure Sensei Max will agree, like he's really kind of just stepped up.
He's got some teeth now.
Yeah, for sure. And I think judo kind of has helped give him that edge that other kids, you know, like in his situation don't have.
This one had been coming, the littler one had been coming and hanging out at practices and everything like that. And so finally she said she wanted to try it. And so about July of 2012? Yeah, 2012?
No, it's 2013, I thought.
2013, maybe, yeah, 2013. You're good. She tried it out. First, she was really scared, but then she started getting into it, and then now she's part of Junior Force as well. So we have two that are both part of Junior Force.
I learned to control my anger and save it for the mat on judo. Like, let's say I got super mad at school. I just walk away, cool down, and just start all over again.
Shelby, she's a sweetheart.
She's motivated. I think she definitely has more of competitive nature than Dylan does. She tries. She's a worker. She tries her hardest every time she's on the mat, and she's the kind of kid where you never have to look at her to make sure that she's doing her exercises. She just wants to do them all the way through.
Shelby is a bull of energy, and she is one of the hardest working people in the place in terms of the kids, I feel like, in the sense that she really does try to work and try to do the move.
Sometimes you can have a lot of fun, because sometimes some people might get like a little mistake, and you might help them out, and you can help them so they can get the throw right, so it doesn't hurt to have the air, and it also feels good when you get the air in your face. Yeah.
That's a good one. I like that answer.
I'm helping. I'm going to be doing what's called a senpai with the little dragons.
What's a senpai?
A senpai is like a second in command.
Having that kid understand that they have a special role and a special title. They're not just a regular student anymore. They're kind of a step above. They are a special team of role models, like for our storm kids, our senpais, our assistant instructors. So those guys, even just them knowing that, you can see like it's like a whole new breath of fresh air for them. You can kind of see it in their face. Their eyes are lit up like, I'm not here. I'm here to teach. I'm here to help out. It kind of, the confidence alone, just knowing that they're not like the other kids, it helps them out in so many other things. I've heard from multiple parents, Dylan's parents included, that it's, my kid, she's kinder. My kid's kinder now. They're nicer. They're more confident in school. They can raise their hand because they're used to standing up in front of 20 kids, even if they're not really teaching or leading, but they have that group of kids that they work with, and it just helps them so, you can't even put words to it. It helps them so much.
He's kind of nervous. He doesn't take charge as much as the other kids do. He sits back and like watches things happen. But if he like builds up the confidence like everyone else does, he could be like a really good senpai and really good at judo.
With that said, with you saying that we've helped socialize him a little more here at Pedro's Judo, is he's definitely one of the more vocal senpais on
Yes.
the mat. So he's always encouraging the kids, telling them that they're doing a good job. Sometimes when people get responsibility of becoming an assistant instructor, they take it as a time to critique people very often. But he's a very encouraging senpai, and I think that's really nice to see. Very different.
You have to you can't put kids down. You have to make sure they're always happy, because if you keep them happy and say good job, then they're gonna keep working harder to make it makes them feel good when you tell them that they did a good job.
My name is Audrey.
I'm Paul.
When Maddie and Audrey both started, they're cute as a button girls, but they weren't very confident. They had virtually zero confidence when they joined the program. I know for Audrey and Maddie especially, it's totally changed their lives.
Always work together, but now they're drifting off and working with other people, which I think is good. And they like to work hard and train hard and follow directions, and they pick things up fast.
They're the kind of people that know how to have fun, but know when to stop at the same time. They know when things are getting serious. They know when they really have to buckle down and train.
I've been doing it for about 2 years. No, you've been doing it 1.5. I've been doing it about 2 years.
2 years, yeah. Madeline started first.
I was the one who started picking it because our grandfather did judo, and
Mommy did too.
Melissa Gentile did judo when we had a women's program here. She did it.
Oh.
And I just wanted to start a different martial arts thing. I just wanted to start a different thing. Back then I was doing dancing and gymnastics, and I said I would quit gymnastics, I would quit dancing just to start judo, and I really wanted to.
She picked judo. She's the one that mentioned it. We didn't mention it. We didn't.
So then I picked it, and then a few weeks later, when Audrey started coming to my lessons to sit on the sidelines, she wanted to try that. So when she did the tryout lesson, she liked it, and she started doing the intermediate class, and then that led up to us both doing judo.
We had one session where Sensei Pedro ran. We went over, I think the theme was, believe it or not, confidence, and it just totally changed those girls. They were hooked ever since. Then it was junior nationals, it was U.S. Open, it was traveling everywhere, just threw them right into the mix, and it changed our lives ever since that day. I'll never forget that day.
And I just throwing people, and being thrown. The way it feels is when I'm being thrown, it's like flying.
You have friends too. You're all friends out there.
Yeah. I like being thrown by bigger kids because when I get thrown on a crash pad, it feels like I'm being thrown onto a cloud.
Confident kids, Maddie especially, I think, has the ability to be in order and just will speak in front of the class.
She tries hard, and she picks things up fast.
The reason kids should do judo is because you get a chance to have fun, you get a chance to learn a martial art, you can learn to protect yourself, and even if you get hurt sometimes, you'll still have fun.
You like the travel too.
Yeah, you get to if you get good, you can travel to some places like New Jersey, New York, all those places. Tristan Moda.
And I'm Amanda Moda, Tristan's mom.
A kid like Tristan who does wrestling, he is a wrestler. I want to say he won the New England's one year for the youth. Yeah, for youth.
I don't really know if it helped me with my wrestling, because the last time we did wrestling was during the first few weeks of the summer.
So again, another athletic kid, really athletic kid, but he's the type of kid that if he doesn't get it the first time perfect, well, he gets upset with himself and discouraged, and judo is really a perfect sport for that, because even as adults like us and black belts, him a higher level black belt than myself, you'll tell you you still learn all the time.
The one thing that brought us here initially was because Tristan's involved in wrestling, and judo is one of the martial arts that kind of supports what they do at wrestling as well, and so he wanted to have year-round exposure to that, and just to kind of keep him in shape.
He's very focused. He does not cause a lot of trouble, and even if he doesn't get something right away, he will work at it more so than some of the other kids.
He is very hard on himself, and honestly, I almost see myself in him, because I do the same exact thing. I always put myself down because I know that I can do better, just like him. He knows he can do better, and having that ability is a real talent.
If he doesn't do something right, he always he gets mad at himself, because he wants you can tell he wants to do everything perfect to make sure he does everything right.
You find that really with working with kids, that they're hard about the weirdest things too, and and that's one thing that we kind of help out with, and Max is very good with kind of the individualizing kind of each athlete.
I think that they do a good job here of supporting doing things in the dojo, but also doing things at home. It's all linked, and Tristan has definitely shown improvement in his listening skills and his following instructions and that sort of thing.
Usually I like going to judo, and I never would have made friends with Shelby.
The best thing to say about Tristan is that he works well with Shelby, in fact, and it's a little joke of ours that they're really great friends and whatnot. And my first few times senpaiing here and helping out and trying to figure it out, they worked so well together that I thought they were brother and sister.
It's about how much do you grow every practice? How much better do you get every single practice, even if it's just yourself?
Well, it does help improve strength, and usually I go with the bigger kids so I can get stronger.
And I think it's kind of turned out to be more than that for him. He's really attracted to it for some reason. He's really found something that this is his thing. This is what he likes to do, and he comes every week. I never have to ask him to come. I never have to force him to come. It's just something that he does, and he looks forward to it.
If you were to ask his teachers too, I think you would see that they found that he's more cooperative. I'm just extrapolating, but any reflection on him here, I could extend that out to the classroom. He's a good kid.
Yes, very good kid. The Clements are actually related to another coworker, a past employee who went off to college. He was their cousin, so they started when he was on the way out, starting his college career.
They've tried other forms of martial arts, so they gave judo a try, and they really, really enjoyed it.
I like the games. I like doing randori. When you there's either newaza randori or tachiwaza randori, and tachiwaza is when you're on your feet, and then newaza is when you're on the ground.
They're kind of like really what you want in every single recreational student. I can tell you that the report cards are always fantastic report cards. They're very polite. They're very, very selfless kids. And with kids, it's, how do you teach a kid to care about others more than yourselves? It's kind of like they just get it. I can tell you every single holiday, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, they deliver hot meals to families in need.
I heard they did that, but I didn't realize they did it on holidays.
Yeah.
That's very impressive, and that explains kind of why Chloe and Junior are quieter, to me at least. It seems as if you're quieter, you tend to be more thoughtful and maybe caring towards other people.
They're excellent students anyway, but yeah, definitely more discipline. They're much more active because beside the lessons here, they practice judo outside of here. It's good that they take it together because they can practice together.
As much as I'd love to, we definitely can't take credit for everything. I mean, every kid is really a product of their own environment, and it starts with something at home, good or bad.
Right.
So I definitely think that selflessness comes from just having a fantastic support and a family system at home. I know their mom works a lot to help support their career.
I'm very proud of them. It's exciting for them, but I'm very proud. Very proud.
All right,
they work hard, they play hard, and they do well.
Very strong maternal figure. She really is, she's the kind of person that when you walk into a room, she's definitely introducing herself, really genuinely asking about how you are. So as much as, like he said, as much as we'd like to take credit for all of that, I think they really do have a fantastic home life and, structure.
My name is Stacy Hook.
And who's your daughter?
Kira Hook. She's been participating in judo for just about 10 months.
Kira, when Kira started, she was not a huge fan of crowds. She was not a huge fan of loud guys like ourselves. She was like, this was the complete polar opposite sport for her.
She's a really good student. She always listens. She comes in and tries to help lift some of the little dragons, and she loves to do that. And she's really good with directions and learning how to do stuff and picking stuff up.
She did karate through the YMCA, and we liked it, but for strength and conditioning and discipline, we thought this was more the way to go.
So I remember we had an in-house tournament here, and Kira's name was called up, and she was full-fledged meltdown.
She got thrown her very first match, and there was some crying, and I wasn't sure if she was going to go back out there, but Sensei Riley was wonderful, and they talked to her. And
I go, "Where's Kira?" So we go in the bathroom, we see her. I go, "You're not going to get a medal if you don't do it." So that's just it. So it was quite as simple. It took a little bit longer, obviously, but she went out there, she competed, she finished her matches, she got her medal, and ever since then, it was a complete different Kira.
She has so much potential in her. Like, she's won tournaments before, many tournaments. And she has so much potential in her, and you just want to push her, and you really want to get that potential out of her.
Kira just loves everybody. She loves helping out with the little dragons. She thinks they're adorable.
Sometimes it's hard to lose, and to learn to be a good sport is still difficult at this age, but it's something that I do see her being better with. She plays soccer as well and softball, and she's learned, you're not going to win all the time, and that's okay as long as you try your best.
And ever since then, now she's just been on the rise ever since that day.
In fact, she was our most recent student of the month.
She won and I told that exact story to the whole dojo, and she was blushing. And now she helps out 2 days a week. Her younger brother Jackson does judo now in a Little Dragon. And she's on our junior force program. So she's definitely on the up and coming.
I'm Joe Perna, and I'm 11.
And I'm Carol Perna, I'm his mom.
Joey P, another former student of the month. So Joey's another wrestler. He's another athlete that takes, it's during wrestling season, so he kind of balances his time accordingly.
I've been doing judo a little over a year now.
We love that he's doing judo. He also wrestles, so judo fits really well with his wrestling, and he's learned a lot from both sports.
Joey, when we said, "What's your goal?" "I want to be a Navy SEAL." Okay, that's a pretty So right there, you already kind of realize that a 11-year-old kid or a 12-year-old kid has a pretty, you know, focused goal.
Kid's amazing. He can do, you know, he goes that extra mile that no one else really wants to go. People might say it, but he will actually do it.
The most important thing I've learned from doing judo is discipline and respect.
I have to agree, discipline and respect. He's much more respectful at home than he was probably before judo. Although sometimes he can still be a little preteenish.
Before judo, my life was, I did a lot of other sports. I've done gymnastics and football before I did judo. And I did wrestling, and I continue to do wrestling. So I decided to take on judo, and gymnastics wasn't really having time, so we took it out.
In wrestling, he had this chance to kind of help raise money for a certain, I think it was a thyroid cancer, which his mom suffered from, and you know, beat it of course. But Joe wanted to do something nice, so he said for the entire wrestling season, if for every pin I get, you know, I'll raise. It costs $25 for every pin I get in wrestling. For every point or every takedown, I get this. So he ended up raising a couple $100 and just donated out of the kindness of his heart.
It's wonderful that he's able to not just want to help people like that, but have a plan in motion.
You thought, like, what? You're how old and you did what on your own? Just out of the kindness of your heart?
It's really cool that he thought of that and like introduced like sports into it too. Like he didn't just try to like walk around and raise money. He like introduced something like that he loved, wrestling, into it.
It's impressive to see someone that's his age actually go the extent that he goes to get that he wants.
His first sport is wrestling, and he's been doing that a lot longer, and but the judo fits beautifully with it, and he likes that here because this is a world-class athletes train here, and that's why we came here in the first place, was because it was a home of Olympic champions.
If you take on judo, it is definitely going to be a fun experience, and you'll benefit greatly from it.
Never have to tell him to work harder. He listens when he's being coached. He's a hard worker. It just really kind of, it blows your mind when you have these kids, because you're like, I can't help this kid. He's already perfect. What more can I do for them? You know what I mean? But he's another one we're always really excited to have in class. The biggest issue right now with judo in the United States is that there's no unified system. There's no system for dojos. Kind of every dojo is more or less kind of on their own. So Jimmy, when he opened up his school, he sat down and created the program. He sat down and said, they're going to learn this. To get this belt, it's this. To get that belt, it's that. And really gave like everyone a roadmap. And that's what's so important with setting goals for people, is they need to know when am I going to be done. But that one thing they pick out, the one thing they remember, and it sticks, then all of a sudden 2 things are sticking, then 3, then 4, you know what I mean? Then it just grows off of that, and it's kind of just like a seed you plant in their head. And it's like, oh, what do you mean? Why would I skip judo if I want to win? Like, why? Why would I not study for my test if I want to get an A? It just kind of becomes second nature for them.